A lot of ignorance amongst many Canadians who don't know Canada at all. Americans know America very, very well, are very astute, know their legal system very well, know their constitution very well, know the design of their country extremely well, especially in politics. A good friend of mine on the Trump train, I introduced him on Twitter, Mark Gladstone, exceptionally intelligent, with it on American politics. In fact, over the many years, Mark's kept me around as a Canadian. I did grow a large following. I was on the Trump train on Twitter. I got criticized for it in 2019 because I had a huge following, and media didn't understand what I was using Twitter for. I was using it to stay in touch with the United Nations ambassador at the time, you all know as Nikki Haley, who ran against Trump in the last election. Call her a rhino plant or whatever, but there was a time she was Donald J. Trump's United Nations Security Council ambassador. And when I wanted to get a hold of that ambassadorship, because she had a big following, how would she ever listen to me when I wanted my emails from so many thousands of you followers? Those have been with me a long time. We've sent many letters, lots of you have. So many beautiful Canadians who followed me on major pressing issues to make change in this country, at least at the American level. And I used that huge American following on the Trump train to basically overwhelm Nikki Haley's feed on Twitter, but getting Americans to help me with our messaging from here in Canada to get our message to Nikki, and we did. It was very successful. Of course, the media portrayed me as a lunatic, and I see a lot of you, and these aren't necessarily long-time followers. It's probably a couple thousand folks who've come on to me relatively recently. Maybe not 2,000, but about 1,500 at least. And that's all great and wonderful. I get it. You don't know anything. You don't know any of the work I've been doing for the last 10 years. And a lot of people have come forward, long-time friends and followers. Forgive them. They don't know what they do, Dave. It still frustrates me, and especially I'm being called down in names. And all I ever give is the truth of what Canada is and what it isn't. What America is and what it isn't. And when I see Canadians portraying America the wrong way, when beautiful people like Mark Gladstone, who's exceptionally intelligent, has a firm handle on American politics like nobody else I know. This guy is a master. He told you all weeks ago where it was going with Carney. He shows you an American polling company, deadly accurate. I bring that alive because I've been trying to just share Canadian systems with Canadians that they understand. And it's you, all these things. And yet these Canadians are completely in the wrong. So I bring all the American polling companies that during Trump's last election was the only American polling company that was deadly accurate. They were on the same par as myself on predicting that election in seats, calling that all the swing states would go Republican, calling that Trump would win the election and the popular vote and win not only presidency but majority House and Senate. I called all that. Everyone called me an idiot for that too. But it happened. Did I get one apology now? Did anyone care about Polymarket? No. But it was deadly accurate. And right now, it's deadly accurate on the Canadian election call. They're calling for a majority, clearly, by many points for Carney. Now, why is that, Canadians? So many of you tell me, hey, everyone I know is voting Conservative, blah, 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 blah. Well, you don't know the GTA. Unionville, I do much work on Unionville as it's a central of America, a historical monument to Americanization of Canada. leading up to the War of 1812. Unionville lost, one of the oldest towns in Ontario. Not as old as Quebec, that's true, not as old, but it's old. It's one of the oldest establishments in Ontario. Epic for GTA, and a community based on the idea that it was going to go American. And largely that doesn't exist anymore today. Very little of it remains safed out in history of the United States in Ontario, in the GTA, central to becoming one with the Union. And yeah, the War of 1812 came, and all of those founders of Unionville chased back to New York. Get out of here. This is for loyalists. And now today, Markham, Unionville, largely Asian. If you didn't know that, you should go there. If you're honestly not Chinese or Japanese, you're an extreme minority. Now, Chang, the Liberal incumbent, who's raised Chinese Canadian, but born in Canada, parents born in Canada. The Conservatives parachute a foreigner who spent 4 years in Canada going to school to get an education in Canada, and then right back to China. Been Chinese for all intents and purposes, made a life with Canadian education, but been Chinese for 35 years, since he was born in China and been Chinese all the way through up and before that, but had enough money from his rich family to go to school in Canada, and then he went back to China, but he got his citizenship. This is who the Conservatives parachuted in to be their incumbent. He parachuted in, set himself up in Ontario, not from Markham, sorry, but that's how you win that riding. You've got to be a serious Chinese foreign national, or you're not going to win that riding. And there are many, many ridings with heavy voter weight all over Canada where you and me don't belong. You wouldn't win that riding, and many, many others if your life depended on it. And that's just a reality that 26% of the highest vote weighting ridings in Canada, you better be of that ethnic origin or you're not going to win it. You don't stand a chance. Is this new? Well, if you call 2008 new, 1/5 of Canada's ridings that weigh heavy are this way since 2008, since the Conservatives' massive immigration program. China FIPA deal, India, Pakistan deal, specific immigration, targeted. This isn't racism. This is the absolute truth that Canadians need to wake up to. This is your Canada, opposite of everything that's America. In America, a guy like Joe Tay couldn't even run for Congress or Senate. It's against the law. It's against everything that is absolutely the United States of America and their naturalization laws. It does not exist in America in House, which you got to be elected. You better be a naturalized American or you can forget it. You better be a naturalized American for Senate that's all elected. In Canada, they're all appointed, and you can throw all that out the window. This is your Canada. It has always been this way and got really bad in 2006 and took over and changed the face of Canada forevermore. There are some great 51st staters projecting this in the Alberta statehood movement. It's not lost on me, and God bless all of you. It's highly unpopular. No, you're all effing liars. You're liars. Wow, okay. But yet it's been a reality, whether it was Conservative or Liberal, NDP, Green. You can see the faces of these candidates, that these parties know if you want to face the electorate and have a chance, you best run those kind of candidates. Conservatives are no stranger to it. They helped invent it. And if Canadians don't see this, that the election is won in Quebec and Ontario, then you best serve those communities or you can forget about it. You might as well pull your name right off the ballot. You might as well pull your party right off the ballot. Now, I've never played those games. I've never once played those games. Didn't play it in Alberta, and it showed. It showed on our return on the ballots. But hey, that's just me. And why now, more than ever, I champion Canada, the 51st state. I'll never lie to anybody. I'll never, ever play the lying game, the populist game, no matter what. I've never, ever lied to any Canadians, and I certainly will never lie when it comes to the United States of America. I'll always stay true. No matter how epically unpopular that is in Canada, no matter how many people call me names, call me down, I will never bite into the lie and the bullshit. I never will. I'll always tell the truth. Now, people can take that. They can be angry. I got strong shoulders. You have to be in this. And to be honest, to be accurate, to be deadly truthful, you have to eat that. And you have to take all these people criticizing and running them down. These ignorant, lowly, incompetent people in Canada that sadly are my fellow Canadians who are just so below the bar on reality, it's not even funny, transcends the idea of left and right. It certainly puts them up in autocracy. Ignorant, fully complicit with the autocracy, and don't have the first foggiest clue about their own country and the destruction of this country for many, many decades. At least a solid 2 done by every party in this country who's held power. Completely devastated this country, and it's why America's the way it is and why it's calling Canada out today. And there are many, many, many Americans who know, and they feel bad for me. They really do. And they go, wow, man, you're fighting such an uphill battle, and your biggest enemies are the ignorant cuck Canadian sheeple all around you today. And I just go, hey, it's what it is. I keep fighting no matter what. I watch it go up. I watch it, the wave go down. Splash! No! Tell me what I want to hear. Fuck you, you piece of shit. I'll kill you. That's what I get. You should see it. So many radical, lunatic conservatives. Messages. Conservatives. They don't have the first foggiest clue about their country. And Americans go, we don't want those kind of people as Americans. We don't, bud. You're a good guy, but your country is epically sick. And it's institutionalization, I get it. But as radical as people have painted the left, I have that radical painted right that I see each and every day, because mostly conservatives follow me in Canada. And they get angry, as radical as those leftist liberals and lunatic dippers that they talk about. I get it every day. Get it from all walks, as I have always in life. In my following, it'll go up and it'll go down. But mark my words, as it stands today, Mark Carney's going to win in a major majority unless something shifts. And there ain't no Mark Carney resigning. That's all propaganda. No different than radical environmental propaganda, socialist propaganda. This is on the right side now. And I'm facing it, I'm fighting it. And I stick with the truth. I tell the truth. I will not bend to any lunatic radicals on any spectrum, up and down, left or right. I see it. These are people in denial of the very real reality that is Canada in front of them. But they're pretending it's something that it isn't. It hasn't been for many, many decades. I'm sorry if you don't see it. But you've forgotten, like a few guys came up to me today. They've already forgotten all about COVID and everything. You can see it. People can't remember the lines on the floor. I never wore masks. I was out there, people. I was out there giving monumental speeches. You can see me right in the heart of Ontario. Derek Sloan. I've met all these folks. It goes on and on. I know all of them and how they folded their tent. I never did. But people still go, you're a left, you're a radical, you're a liberal. And it's no history of me ever being that way, ever. But standing up to the lies of those who claim to be conservative when they're very far from it, does not make me a liberal. Telling the truth doesn't make me a liberal. That's just what you want to believe. If anything, I'm a strong Republican-style person that would fit very nicely in the Republican Party if I could ever get a green card. If I can ever get a green card, I'll be the first to go enjoy that life. I would love that more than anything. That's probably my biggest dream. As years slip away from me, by the age of 52, if you're not extremely wealthy, you can kiss all that goodbye. I have few short years to see that reality. It's almost gone from me entirely. And that's not lost on me. I know that. And still I fight, because I fight for my children. But these are truths. Truths people need to know. You need to know these parties are all corrupt. And they created this system that's destroying this country, whether you like it or not. It's not about racism, it's about reality. And these things that people condemn USA for, you're wrong. You are, wow, wrong, so very wrong. You don't even know, you don't even have sovereignty, you don't even have national identity. Our politicians have been selling that just as fast as humanly possible, from the far reaches of the right to the far reaches of the left, filling their own pockets for their own purpose against all of you and me. And we will be facing high taxes, high debt loads, like we always do, money printing like never before. No one is ever going to be honest with you about their narratives, because they're filling their pockets. And I'm sorry if you can't see it. The promise of America as a prospect is a heck of a lot better than anything available that I can see in Canada today. And yes, I will champion 51st state and that truth till death do me part, because I don't see any other solution. That's my video. Share, 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 because why? It's credible, real, and 100% verifiable. Whether it's popular or not, I'll never change. Bye now.